and AM 1160. AccuWeather says today partly sunny, then mostly cloudy about mid-morning with a chance of strong thunderstorms and a high of 74 degrees, 66 in downtown Indiana right now. Let's talk with our friends from the Indiana County Technology Center, ICTC. Our segment brought to you this morning by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. In the studio with us right now is Kelly Fox from ICTC. Let me hold this up for our Facebook viewers. Look what Kelly has brought us. I don't even know if this is in camera range or not. I just hope I'm not.
Right.
But look at those. Those are beautiful. What are those? Sugar cookies.
Those are sugar cookies and made especially for our friends here at Renda by our culinary arts department, of course. So we want to give Chef Nagy and, of course, our baker, Chef Leatherwood, the credit for those. Those look wonderful.
They do. They're orange and purple and pink and just plain.
Yes. Yeah. So in case you have any people that just like that plain donut.
Do you think I really need to share those with others?
Well, considering the fact that that box is full of those cookies, Todd, I highly recommend that you share.
Probably be a good idea.
For your own health, I think, yes, share.
But that's a product of the ICTC culinary department.
Right. So they're not with us this morning on air, but they're always with you with the treats.
But who is with us on air this morning?
Well, I'm hoping that from the ICTC on top of the hill is our new masonry instructor, Mr. Lucas Miller, and then also our machining technology instructor, Mr. Michael Mr. Michael Recente.
There you go.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Oh, wonderful. How are you?
Lovely. I guess we're going to have to ask each of you to identify yourselves as you speak because it's going to be difficult to distinguish voices from voices. But who are we starting with, Kelly?
I think we're going to start with Mr. Miller because he's our new masonry instructor, and we always like to kick off this September segment with you talking about what's new at the ICTC. And new to masonry this year is Mr. Lucas Miller, but he's not new, of course, to the field of masonry. He's worked in the industry, I believe, for 22 years, and so he's excited, I believe, to get off and rolling with his new students. And masonry's really popular right now. We're adding some students even in the last week or so. And he's getting to know everybody new and fresh.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, let's talk about it a little bit. You do have quite the wealth of experience that you're bringing to this, and obviously you're going to be quite the asset for ICTC. Tell me about taking over the masonry program.
So far, I like it very much. I really enjoy it.
Oh, yeah? You've worked in the industry for how long?
Oh, I'd say I have 25 years experience now.
And that being the case, you've done more than just lay brick, haven't you, down through the years?
Brick and block and concrete.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And Mrs. Fox was right. I mean, this is a really burgeoning field. There are a lot of job opportunities in that field.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So when kids take over or come to ICTC for masonry, and they've identified that as an area of their interest, obviously they're not bringing a ton of experience with them. Some may have. But what is the typical kid like who's coming into that class? Is it somebody who has a great interest in it, or just something that they've maybe curious about?
Most of my students so far seem really interested, and I'm teaching them from the bottom up on how to perform all aspects of masonry.
So that involves, as I said, it's more than just laying brick and laying block. So how do you take a kid who really doesn't have all that kind of experience and make them into a real mason?
I just start off slow with them, real slow.
All right. So that's one thing going on at ICTC. What made you want to become a teacher?
I went to a VOTEC myself when I was in high school, and I really enjoyed it. And I saw the ad, and I figured I'd like to give it a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like it's working out well. And working with that group of folks on the faculty at ICTC has to be pretty good, too.
Yes, I enjoy it all.
Yeah, terrific stuff. Now, Kelly, who else do you have with us today?
Yeah, so we have our machining instructor, Mr. Michael Recente, and coming up here very soon, it'll be October before we know it because we're already halfway through September, right? And so we're looking forward to October being Manufacturing Day, and first Friday in October, Friday, October 1st, our machining students are embarking out of the ICTC and taking a look at manufacturing firsthand. So he had some information to share with you about that field trip coming up.
Yeah, Manufacturing Day has turned very quickly into something that is really, really big, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Michael, good morning to you again.
Good morning. So here at the ICTC, celebrating the manufacturing month and starting it off October 1st, we do a lot of discussion on how outstanding career opportunities are available, what skill sets they need to be successful in manufacturing. And I want to put a big thank you out to Miller Fabrication Solutions here in Homer Center. They're opening their doors up to have all of our machining students come down and see what it looks like on the plant floor and talk to the employees down there about the careers they've chosen. So what a great opportunity for them.
There probably are very few fields that have changed as much and have the potential to change so much because of technology as machining. Would I be correct in saying that?
Absolutely. I think it's a changing process every day to make that processor not only safer, but faster and more cost-effective. So these guys have to learn and continue learning even after they leave ICTC.
And the precision that is demanded of that occupation is amazing. And to be able to teach that must be pretty rewarding for you.
Oh, it's very rewarding. I mean, these kids come in and like most people don't understand what manufacturing is. So we cover from soft skills through safety, blueprint reading, math, the fundamentals of just how machinery works, additive manufacturing and the 3D printing, clean up to the advanced manufacturing here with our CNC equipment. We tie that all together so our students here at ICTC get industry-recognized certification. So when they leave here, Todd, they're ready to hit the floor running, enter an apprenticeship program, and start their career. Just a little statistics for you. The last 3 years here at ICTC that I've been in this seat, we've had almost 100% job placement or post-secondary placement with all of our students coming out of the program. So there's definitely a need for these kids out there to get in the seats and drive.
Yeah, it might be for some a mystery just what machining is. Obviously, the kids are going to learn much more about this when they make the field trip. But for folks who don't know, what is machining?
Well, that's a good question. The easiest way for me to explain it is we take a raw piece of metal and we turn it into something functional that you're going to use every day in your life. It's a whole entire process of carving out that metal and turning it into a functional part.
And because of that, it really goes the whole way across the manufacturing industry, doesn't it? Because you could be talking about any business sector. They all need machining in some way.
Absolutely. From our culinary arts, cooking equipment, clean through. I tell my ninth grade shadow students up here, every tool that every program that you will see had to come through the hands of a machinist. So we keep the world running.
There you go. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I like that. And Kelly, Manufacturing Day is going to be big from the standpoint of machining, but for all of ICTC, that's a big day, isn't it?
Oh, it is, because anytime that we can highlight what our students can actually do out in the world of work and have them realize what that workplace looks like, that's an exciting connection for us because that's really the threshold of where we want them to go once they leave our doors. And just talking about these two guys on the radio with us this morning, I mean, just listening to Mike and realizing he had that industry experience, just like Lucas came to us with his industry experience. And now they're giving back in the classroom. And Mike's a little further down the road with his experience with that teaching component, but Lucas is going to be there in a few years, and our students really benefit from that. So, don't feel bad, Lucas, about being a first-year teacher because all of that industry experience, a lot of people don't have that. Yeah. So to come into that classroom and to teach students from the ground up what it means to lay a block or a brick or to lay cement, that's really important because then they can take those skills and they can go out and begin their careers just like Mike's students. And he's exactly right. Our students know in March or April in that machining program where they're going because they have had those conversations, they've had the interviews, they've shared their resume, and employers are asking for them to come join them. Yeah,
and Lucas, as well, getting out into the field and actually seeing the masonry program, what is done in the masonry industry is pretty important. I'm sure you have plans to get out there too.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so Manufacturing Day is coming, and the folks at ICTC getting on board with that.
Yeah, we like being part of those groups. So kudos to the businesses for reaching out to our students and wanting to share with them what is happening out there.
Now, Kelly, what else is going on at ICTC right now here this fall?
Well, we're just glad to be back to 2021-22 school year, and we're doing all that we can to be in the classroom every day with our students, and it's an exciting time at ICTC. Once again, I'm glad to report that our enrollment is up, and so we remain popular, and I think people in our community really understand the value of career and technical education. And so our 13 program areas are quite full, especially in the afternoon right now. So we're excited to meet all these new faces this year, and it's just great to be in career and technical education. I can't say more about that.
Well, if you need Lucas to knock down a wall and put up a new one that's a little bit further out so you can expand a little bit, I'm sure he'd be happy to do that.
We are experiencing that kind of growing pain, so you are exactly right. And we are talking actually about some walls coming up or down, so that's exciting too.
Yeah, that'll put the kids to work. Lucas, you'd do that, wouldn't you?
Yeah. But and coming up in a future share with you, Todd, will be, of course, what's happening on the exterior of our building as well, because we're also experiencing some growing pains there. We used to be the only building up on top of the hill, no neighbors. Now we have neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the conservation district is moved in, and we've done a few connected activities with them already, especially with summer camp and our students. But so looking forward to having WCCC open their doors, and every day they're making progress towards that, and just the landscape of our area is really changing, and the opportunities are growing for the community, and we're excited about that.
You can really see the possibilities with WCCC right there, can't you?
We haven't even begun to chip away at all the things that we can do with that building there.
But I'm sure you will.
We will.
I'm sure
yes,
you will.
It'll be exciting planning all those things.
Tell the culinary students they don't need to keep looking at WCCC and feeding their people. They need to feed us too.
Okay, keep coming down the hill. Keep coming to right here at Renda Broadcasting.
That is the plan. Lucas, Mike, thanks for being with us this morning on the phone.
Thanks for having us.
And Kelly, thank you for coming in to visit with us.
Thanks for having us, Todd.
Our pleasure. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, 101.1 FM and AM 1160.